everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carolyn. For those who don't know me, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, and if you are not new here, welcome back. As you can see from the title, we are discussing my worst date ever. I did a poll on Instagram and on Twitter about, well, Twitter wasn't really that responsive, but Instagram was responsive in the answer, and it was a poll about if I should do a video on my worst date ever or on a get ready with me. Sorry if you hear ambulance and police sirens in the background, I can't stop that. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so a lot of people responded to my worst date ever, so here goes. I don't want to beat around the bush. I don't want this video to be longer than it should be, so I'm just going to go ahead into the story. Now, as y'all should know, I'm not going to be calling any names, no restaurants, nothing in specific, right? So let's just get to the point. So I was talking to this guy. We had a few conversations over the phone, and there was this one day when we were talking about wine, and I was telling him about my favorite restaurant that I love to go to, and they have the wine that I love, and I eat a certain kind of food there. And so he says to me, okay, cool, I'm off this Friday, would you like to go? And I said, yeah, of course, sure. So fast forward to Friday. Friday comes, you know, I get cute, I put on a nice outfit, I fix my hair, lip gloss on and everything, you know. He comes for me, he picks me up, and during the entire car ride, I recall me and him exchanging 2 words, which was good afternoon, and that was it. Like, during the entire car ride, he was on his phone, which was a big turn off. I did not like that at all. But, you know, even though I shouldn't have, I didn't say anything about it. I just let that roll off the shoulder. You know, I didn't really make a big deal out of it. So we get to the restaurant, and they seat us. And after we're seated, you know, conversation is flowing, you know, for a good, I would say 3 to 5 minutes. And then he starts talking about himself, like he was talking about himself the entire time. Like, there were times when I seriously tried to like change the topic, and I would succeed like once or twice, but like the majority of the time he was literally just talking about himself. I don't recall him asking me about me, like, oh, hey, Carolyn, you know, I haven't seen you in years. Where have you been? I don't see you, you know, like literally, what have you been up to? Nothing of that sort, right? The waitress comes around and she asks us what we like to drink. And, you know, I get wine, of course. So I had about, I'd say like 2 or 3 glasses of wine. And he had about, I would say he had like 2 glasses of wine, and then he had another drink. Cannot remember what it was. I think he had 2 of those. And then he also ordered an appetizer. I didn't get an appetizer because at this place I didn't really like their food. But anyway, oh, and by the way, this is a side note. The restaurant we went to was not the restaurant I told him that was my favorite. So let's just put that out there. That was not the restaurant I said it was my favorite. But anyway, back to the story. So yeah, he gets wine and, you know, drinks and so on and so forth, and then he also orders an appetizer, right? So I'm looking at the menu, you know, I'm sipping my wine, and I got some pasta, which, by the way, was trash. But that's not the point here. It's not the point. Moving on. So he orders, after he gets his appetizer, he also gets a big dinner. Big dinner. Big dinner.
You got money. He got money. Get it all.
Anyway, so, you know, he's eating, you know, I'm eating, you know, after I established that what I had was trash, you know, we're talking and stuff. Like I said, he kept talking about himself, so we ended up talking about, you know, what was happening around the world, like the pandemic and the virus and all that stuff, right? So fast forward to the ending. The waitress comes around, she takes the plates and everything. So So yeah, so I lost my train of thought. She comes back, she asks us if we want anything else to drink. I got one more glass of wine, and I at this point I can't remember if he got anything else. Honestly, I can't remember. He still was talking about the pandemic and everything, and so the waiter comes around, the waitress comes again, and she asks us if we would like to have the bill. So even though I was not done with my glass of wine, I still said yes. Now this is where it gets even more fun. Well, I wouldn't say even more funnier, but you know, as I said, he was just talking about himself during the entire date. During the car ride, he was on his phone, which is annoying. Yeah, he was on his phone. He's talking about himself. He was also on his phone while we were sitting down having a conversation. Like, he kept answering text messages and everything, and so on and so forth. And on top of that, he was talking about himself. But anyway, this is where it gets really, really funny. So she comes with the bill, right? And I proceed to reach over to, oh, let me know, ladies, or anybody who's watching, if y'all who's watching, let me know if by me pulling out my purse was making him feel less of a man. Like, let me know if me pulling my purse out when the bill came, it was making him feel less like a man, like I didn't feel like he couldn't take care of the bill. Let me know. But anyway, that's the funny part. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So I proceed to reach for the check to see how much the food was. And he didn't stop me. Look at the check, and I go in my purse. Now, this is the thing, right? I normally, like, if I'm going on a date, I don't leave the house without a certain amount of money on me. I'm not gonna say the amount, but I don't leave the house if I'm going on a date without a certain amount of money on me. So I look at the bill. Mind you, this bill was not a small amount. I'm not gonna lie. This bill was not a small amount. So I go on my purse. I take out half of the money. Because I'm thinking maybe this guy want to go half-half. And, you know, never again. But I mean, you know, just to get it over with, right? So I take out half and I put it on the table. Put it in between the book that the check came in, right? And this dude takes out $20. This guy, he legit takes out $20. So I look at him, and he looks at me, and I say to him, did you not look at the bill? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so what is this a tip or something? And he was like, no. And I was like, what you mean no? So he's like, well, you were the one who came up with the idea to come out on Friday. So I assumed that you were taking care of my bill. I said, what? I said, it's a prank. I said, this is a big, big, big joke. I said, you playing with me. You play with me. So I sat there. He sat there for like, I was there like 30 seconds. Looking at him, he looking at me. Like, and I was like, hold on, you serious? And he was like, yeah. And I said, no, you ain't serious. I said, you serious? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I said, hold on. I said, you serious? I said, hold on. I was so lost for words.
I was shocked, honey.
I said, no, I really thought that you were taking care of the bill because you were the one that came up with the idea. So he said, I didn't bring up no other money on me. I didn't bring my cards on me or nothing. So I was like, so you telling me you come out your house to go on a date with a grown woman with $20 in your pocket, grown man. So I asked him that question, right? I said, you literally come out your house with $20 to go on a date with somebody, really? And he was like, well, yeah, like I say, I thought you was taking care of the bill because you was the one who sorry.
Babusa.
Anyway, he said, I thought you were the one who was taking care of the bill because you were the one who came up with the idea. So I said to him, I said, you really don't have no more money on you. Seriously telling me this right now? And he was like, no. I said, well, anyway, me thinking in my mind, listen, the entire time in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking that this dude was playing with me. So I said, you know what? If that's the case, I'll have to go. You'll have to stay here, and I'll have to go in your car to the cash machine to get some more cash, as I mentioned, because I did go back in my purse with some more money, but I didn't have enough money to cover the entire bill. So I said to him, I said, I need to go to the cash machine to get some more cash. You will have to stay here. He said, okay. So me thinking, like, mind you, this entire time, mind you, from now up until the ending of this story, I thought he was playing. So you're gonna have me saying that repeatedly now. So now he goes to dig in his back pocket, and I'm thinking, you know, he can come out, start laughing and say, you know what, I playing with you. You didn't think I was serious for real. So he reaches in his back pocket and he reaches out for keys. So I see keys jingling in his hand. Not a wallet, not a card. Keys, car keys. So he hands them over to me, and I said, you know what, okay, cool. Got the keys. I still thinking he playing. I said, okay, cool. So I gonna go get the cash from the cash machine. I'll be right back. He said, okay. So I pulled the chair out, still waiting for him to say, any minute now, still waiting for him to say, I playing with you.
I was just bullshitting. And you know this.
Sit back down. Don't play with me. Why you think I come out with just $20? So anyway, pull the chair out. So still no nothing in this phone. I walked to the car. I have my phone in my hand now. I kept checking my phone to see if he texted me or called me to say, hey, bring your tail back to this table. Why do you think that I wasn't gonna pay? Why do you think that I didn't have this much money on me? Blah 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 blah. So got in the car, drove off, and as I'm driving to the cash machine, guys, I'm still checking my phone periodically to make sure he didn't text or call to say, hey, I was playing with you. You actually fell for it. Come back to the table. So I drive to the cash machine, which was very far, by the way, from the restaurant. Very, extremely far. But I'm not going to get into details of where and how long and, you know, how far. No. So drove to the cash machine, checked my phone before I went out, came out the car. No text, no call. Went to get the cash, back in the car, no text, no call. I said, all right. Drove back to the restaurant. As I was driving back now, I still was thinking in my head that, okay, yeah, when I sit back down to the table, he could say, you fell for my prank. You actually fell for it. Like, you really thought I didn't, like, you really, really thought, like, you know, you really seriously thought. So, get back to the restaurant, and the money that I left there was still there. And in the back of my mind, there's something that was saying to me, listen, he already paid for this bill. You fell for his prank. You fell for it, whatever. He was a big fool. And so I was just, you know, I wasn't really taking it seriously at that point. So I sit back down. So the waitress comes back and she says, y'all ready to pay the bill? And I was like, you know what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, we are. I take out my money and I pay for the entire bill. Did I give him back his 20? No, I didn't even give him back. I took that 20. I take that $20. What? I took that $20. Took it. Give him. Anyway, so we left. Actually, before we left, I bought another cup. I bought a cup of wine because we had to leave, and we were leaving, and I couldn't take the glass home. So I got a cup of wine to go, and I literally swallowed that cup of wine. This is how shocked I was. I was so shocked. I was never so shocked in my life before. I asked the lady for another cup of wine. I think that was my fifth or sixth one at the time. And I literally literally swallowed that down. I was so shocked. I don't want to say that I was angry. I was so shocked. I could not believe it. I could not believe a grown man. I could not believe it. I could not believe a grown man came out of his house to go on a date with a grown woman with $20. But anyway, now we get in the car. I sip in the wine. I sipping it down really, really fast now. And we drive in. He's driving. He's driving. I wouldn't say fast, but he was like going as faster than how he drove to the restaurant when we was on our way there. And he's on his phone the entire time, no talking, silence, literally literal silence. He's on his phone texting and texting and texting. Silence. I was saying in my head, I was like, I didn't know like if to tell him off or if to like laugh at him or if to like say something. So I just said nothing. I didn't know what to say. Like I was like, Lord, oh my God. So I went home. I didn't go home. I went back at my girlfriend's house because that's where he picked me up from, and she took me home that night. I told her, I said, girl, I get dressed for nothing. This nigga didn't have no money to pay for the bill. He looked me in my face and tell me, I thought you was paying for the bill because you brought the idea to go. And she looked at me and she burst out laughing. She's like, you lie. And I was like, yes. And I was like, girl, I can't believe it. Anyway, that's the end of the story. After that, by the way, we never spoke. I never spoke to him again. Anyway. Anyway, but that's the end of the story. That's the end of my story. That's the end of my story. That was my worst date ever. I don't think I have any other date that could be much more horrible than that. That was the worst one ever. Because it's like, when we were on our way there, you were on your phone. Barely spoke to me. Gone there, you just was talking to you just was talking about yourself and on your phone. And on top of the $20 that he only had, not only did he have 1 glass of wine, 2 glasses of wine, but 3 glasses of wine. Not only did he have a dinner, he had an appetizer and a dinner. So it's like, you buying all these things, you know what I mean? And you ain't got no money. But anyway, I'm not gonna go into that. Yeah, that was my worst date ever. And yeah, it was really, really funny. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Do not forget to like and subscribe. If I made you laugh at least once, like this video and subscribe, and leave a comment down below and tell me about your worst date ever, or just let me know if you had a worst date before. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will see you all in my next video. Mwah.